thing popping. First, Carlos Dunlap with the rip underneath and the sack for Finito. Finished the game, in the game for the Seattle Seahawks over Kyler Murray. Get him on the ground. The trade paid off. Carlos Dunlap, big man balling. Oh yeah, to the next one, my man Fletcher Cox with the bull and sack fumble on Baker Mayfield. That's how you do it, big man balling, Fletch. I want to shout you out, man. My bad for not getting you on here earlier, big dog. You've been balling all season long, but I finally wanted to get you one in the rain where it get grimy, where it get dirty. That's what I'm talking about, Fletcher Cox. Just bull your man back into the quarterback, sack fumble, recover the ball. Let's go. And last but not least, I don't know what y'all want me to say. The Saints had 8 sacks. Yeah, I said 8. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but 8 sacks. My man Cam Jordan, my man Trey Hendrickson. Oh, you told us, Mina, the man that jumped up with 9.5 sacks. He's one of the league leaders in sacks in the NFL. But shout out to the Saints as they rip through these 8 sacks. That's a bunch of big men balling. The Swagoo had to get them on here. That defense been showing up. That is how you do it. 8 sacks for the New Orleans Saints. They had to be on big man balling.
Okay, I gotta say, shout out to our staff here because that was a total surprise for all of us. We miss you, Marcus Spears. Can't wait till you're back. Ryan, that was your first big man balling.
My guy. Hey, that was absolutely phenomenal. My guy did it from the house. This is why NFL Live's the best show, man. Y'all guys do it the right way. I'm just glad my dog let me sit in for him, but we still got big man balling.
Big man.
Made the day.
Ballin'.
Made the day. We can smile now.
All right, we're all smiling. Let's get to Tua Tagovailoa, who wasn't really smiling in this game yesterday for the Dolphins. Struggled mightily throughout the game. Ends up being benched in the fourth quarter after his 6th sack of the game. Now, Brian Flores had said that it wasn't injury related. Here's more from Flores about the decision.
Tua wasn't injured. We just felt like it was the best move at that point in the game. We had to get in the 2-minute mode, and we just felt like he gave us the best chance to win the game.
Do you leave this game needing to make any wholesale changes at the quarterback position? Is Fitz going to be in line to be a starter, or
no changes?
Okay, so no changes, according to Brian Flores. Mina, Tua Tagovailoa, the starter moving forward. What did you make of this decision by Brian Flores, though?
I was confused. I continue to be confused because of what he said afterwards, that he was benched for performance. Because when it happened, Laura, I thought, okay, maybe he's hurt or they're afraid of him getting hurt because of how many times he had been sacked. But to say he was benched for performance implies that there's some doubt in Miami about which quarterback can win you football games. I want you to imagine that Ryan Fitzpatrick went out instead of getting picked at the end. Imagine he won that game. What would the conversation be like in Miami and beyond right now?
Yeah.
The quarterback that you benched, that you brought in your rookie for to replace him, outplayed him and won that game. You would be planting the seeds of doubt about your youngster. Now, I love Brian Flores. I think he's a phenomenal coach. We praise him to no end. He is so good. What he has done with that franchise is remarkable. But to me, this was a misstep because I think he has created confusion inside the building.
Man, you got to lie. I'm just going to be straight up. I wish he'd lied to me. I'm not one of those people that's like, hey, man, always tell the truth. Nah, you ain't got to tell the truth. You a head coach. Y'all lie all the time. Lie to the media and say, you know what? I thought he might have been a little banged up. I was going to protect him. And that's what you say the rest of the week. And you say, hey, Tua, you was banged up, bro. You were hurt. Because what message are you sending? Are you sending a message that if you do get in tough times, if you do need to run the 2-minute and you leave Tua Tagovailoa in, you aren't trying to win the game? Is that what that means now? Because when you're in this situation, Fitzmagic gives you the best chance to win. And, dog, he almost did it. Imagine if Justice Simmons doesn't make that play. Yes. Now, Mina and Dan, now we're asking Dan right now, Dan, I want you to draw up why Tua should start, and then I want you to draw up why Ryan should start. If you make the decision to go to Tua, whether it's long-term or short-term, you have to make every decision that follows in that same way. And Brian Flores has seemed to do that up until this point. I don't agree with this decision. I believe it's the wrong decision. And as Mina says, it sends the wrong message. He's actually just lucky that they lost, because had they won, it would be a different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the unknown is a worse feeling than failure. Like, there's now the reality of, like, what could have happened.
Yeah.
Because, listen, like, I rewatched the game. It wasn't that bad. Like, it was the offensive line getting beat up, but Tua wasn't playing poorly. And now you're sitting there going, maybe he just needed one play. Like, maybe one big throw changes the outcome of that game. And Tua goes on this fourth quarter run, because now there's the reality of Tua in that offense and organization not knowing how Tua's going to respond in the fourth quarter, backs up against the wall, and he needs to go make that throw because it's coming again. Like, this situation is now going to present itself again, right? Yeah.
Dan, do you bench Herbert or Joe Burrow in that instance?
I don't think there's any chance that those organizations bench Herbert or Joe Burrow. And so, but here's my thing. What happens the next time this situation presents itself? Like, what happens in 2 or 3 weeks? You're in the fourth quarter, Tua's playing okay, your team's getting beat up, and they're down 10. Does Tua have to sit there on 3rd and 6 and go, uh-oh, I can't be aggressive with the football? You know, like, I don't want to get benched, so I hated it. Brian Flores, you've pressed a lot of the right buttons. After rewatching the tape, I can't agree with this.
Mina, one thing that I thought about, and this may be asking you to read minds, which I'm not trying to ask you to do, even though you probably could, is there any way that Flores felt like he owed something to Fitzpatrick? Remember when the benching happened to Fitzpatrick, he was upset about it, he was pretty public about that. Is that part of this at all?
I think what's going on here, and this is not me reading minds, it's just me reading the situation, is you've got a team that is ahead of schedule, right? Like, they've drafted a rookie quarterback, they completed the tank, they're playing for the long term, but all of a sudden, they're in playoff contention. All of a sudden, we're talking about them on NFL Live, going to Buffalo and winning the division, and all of a sudden, your timeline's getting mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So Flores, all of a sudden, he's thinking, how do I win this game, when he needs to think simultaneously, how do I do what's best for my rookie quarterback? Those timelines got